Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing another news and stuff video, and I just recently got back from vacation, so I have a couple of weeks worth of things to discuss, including the week before I went on vacation because I didn't have time to film before then. So we've got a lot to go over. I have kind of whittled it down to the things that I think are the most exciting and the things that I think that you guys will be most excited about, so hopefully you will enjoy this video. This time I actually did break it down into categories again, so the first section that we're going to talk about is special editions. I just realized that I didn't write down any book box spoilers for next month, so sorry about that. We're just gonna move into regular special editions. So first up, I just wanted to touch upon something that I mentioned in the past. Wraithmarked had sent out a survey to anybody who backed their special edition of Sword of Kaigen, and they asked if we would mind if they did a special edition, like produce more of them for people who weren't able to get it the first time around, because they've been asked constantly for that edition and they just don't have it in stock anymore. So I voted that I didn't mind if more people got it, but apparently the vote was pretty close. So what Wraithmark has decided to do is that they are going to be doing a future, completely different special edition of Sword of Kaigen, so that way the people who got the first Kickstarter still have their special limited edition, and anybody who wants a new one can get a totally different design. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the people who backed the first Kickstarter will now back the second Kickstarter too, but those were the results, so I just wanted to share them with you. Next up, the Broken Binding revealed their cover art and naked hardback designs for the Gentleman Bastard series. If you're subscribed to their fantasy subscription, these are the books that you will be getting for April, May, and June. I really like these. I'm kind of glad that they kept the original covers because I do really like those, and I like the idea of having a hardcover version of those on my shelves. I'm going to try to keep up with reading one of these as I receive them because I only read the first book and it's been so many years, so I really need a refresher before continuing on in the series. Oh, and they also revealed the end papers. I actually have a lot of Broken Binding reveals. They did a whole week of reveals, so we've got quite a lot to go over from them, but the next big thing that I am the most excited about is that they revealed that the first 3 books included in their sci-fi subscription will be the Andy Weir books, so they are doing The Martian, Project Hail Mary, and Artemis. The only one I haven't read yet is Artemis, so I need to do that. I just finished Project Hail Mary, absolutely loved it. These just like completely swayed me to join the sci-fi sub because originally I was not going to do so. I don't really read a ton of sci-fi, but I love these so much and I love the idea of having special editions of them, so I'm pretty excited. They haven't revealed any of the covers that they'll be using or the artwork. They have just put out a graphic that has the movie tie-in covers, but they assured us that that would not be used, so I'm curious to see how these will be designed. Next up, just 2 days ago, they revealed the Midnight editions of the Dandelion Dynasty by Ken Liu. I'm so excited for these. I missed them the first time around, and people have been begging them to do another set of these, so they have acquiesced, and their concession was that they did a different colorway so that the first set is still an exclusive set. These ones are very purple. I actually think I like these better than the original set, which was like pink and teal, but otherwise, outside of the colors, they're exactly the same in every way, so really excited to order these. Then Subterranean Press revealed the cover for Jade City by Fonda Lee. They're going to be doing a special edition of this series. I am really hopeful that I'll be able to get my hands on these. I did purchase the 2 short story collections that they did, but I do think that it's going to be pretty challenging to get these. They're pretty limited and definitely in high demand, but I really love the cover. I think it's really beautiful, and the one good thing is that Fonda Lee did announce in her newsletter that if you are unable to get the Subterranean Press versions, there are 2 more special editions of the Greenbone Saga that are going to be announced very soon, and somebody noticed that she started following the Broken Binding and the Broken Binding follows her pretty recently, so it seems likely that they are one of the special editions that will be coming soon, which just makes me so happy. Then the Broken Binding revealed their edition of The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. This news is a little bit older, but I still wanted to highlight it because their editions are just so beautiful. You can actually still currently buy a bundle of the first 2 books on their website. I ordered the second book, really excited. I just read the first book last month, and yeah, Can't wait to see what the rest of them are going to look like. The Broken Binding also revealed artwork for their upcoming editions of the Of Blood and Bone series by John Gwynne. I'm really excited to see what these are going to look like. The artwork that they released is just gorgeous. And while I was not someone that really got into the Faithful and the Fallen series, I'm still really curious about trying the rest of John Gwynne's books because I have heard that a lot of the other ones are a lot better. So I'm hopeful that I'm going to enjoy these. Then Wraithmarked announced that they will be doing a special edition of The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. They've revealed the cover art as well as a piece of art that I believe will be an interior artwork or an end paper. They didn't say, they just showed like the image. And they've announced that the Kickstarter for this one will go live on April 4th, so later this week. Then The Broken Binding announced a special edition of the Earthseed duology by Octavia Butler. I think these are so stunningly beautiful. I've never read anything by Octavia Butler, but I'm pretty tempted to order these and to take a shot because I've heard like just excellent things about her work, and I think that these are super gorgeous and way more beautiful than any other editions I've ever seen. The Broken Binding also revealed their special edition of Service Model by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is a new sci-fi book that is coming out in the summer. I want to say it's coming out in like June, and the premise sounds really fun. I'm also kind of tempted to order this one. I feel like I'm maybe having a sci-fi moment like right now and I need to just like run with it. I believe this one follows like a robot who decides to make their own decision and like kills their owner or something. But I think the cover is so cool. I've never read anything by Adrian Tchaikovsky before, but I know that he's like a very prolific sci-fi author. So if you have any recommendations of where to start, I would love to know. The Broken Binding will also be doing a special edition of Five Broken Blades by Mike Cortland. I honestly am super surprised that they are doing an edition of a Red Tower book. It just doesn't feel like something that is in their realm. Like they tend to stick to more like adult fantasy and Red Tower is more romantasy. I guess they're branching out. The first US printing will also have sprayed pages. Red Tower tends to do that on all of their books now because it definitely gets a lot of people to pre-order. And I think that there are a couple of other editions out there too. All of them look pretty much exactly the same. They're just in different colors. It's a matter of like what color is your favorite. And the Broken Binding also revealed their cover art for Memories of Ice by Steven Erikson. This is the third book in the Malazan series. So now we have all three of them. I have the graphic up here. The first one is for Gardens of the Moon. The second one is Dead House Gates. And the third one is Memories of Ice. All of these look really, really cool. And Patrick Leo is actually the art director on these, which is super, super cool. So I was really excited to see these come to life. And I think that Patrick did a really great job with helping choose the direction of the covers. Next, the Folio Society is releasing a special edition of The King of Elfland's Daughter by Lord Dunsay. I have always wanted to read this book. It's actually not very long, and just the like US paperback is also like, I really like the cover for that. It has like mint green on it. It's really pretty. This is a very, very old fantasy novel. I believe it inspired Tolkien, like it's a pre-Tolkien fantasy novel. Again, I haven't read it, but I'm really, really curious. I don't know that I should spring for a special edition like this having not read it, but I am tempted, and I believe there's a foreword by Neil Gaiman. Then Golan's revealed their next special edition for the Lies of Locke Lamora series. They're doing Red Seas Over Red Skies. Absolutely love the cover on this one. I think both of them that they've done so far in Gentlemen Bastards have been really, really beautiful. I just wish that they would ship to the United States. It's so frustrating not being able to get these gorgeous, gorgeous editions. Then Illumicrate revealed their artwork for the next two books in the Winternight trilogy, so for The Girl in the Tower and The Winter of the Witch. These are by Catherine Arden. They previously released The Bear and the Nightingale like a long time ago. There's been like quite a long gap between these books, but for those who are collecting those editions, you can finally get your hands on the next two. Illumicrate also revealed their exclusive editions of the Monsters of Verity series by Victoria Schwab. I love the design of these. I think the blue and the red are just so beautiful. It's almost like a smoky kind of design. Like it just looks so cool. I really, really love them. And the naked hardbacks are also really cool. This is actually the only set of books that I have not read from Victoria Schwab, so I should probably get on that and see if I need to ordered these. Then Litjoy revealed their special edition of Heartless by Marissa Meyer. It's already currently up on their website. You can pre-order it right now. Their edition is really gorgeous. I especially love the like foiling on the mirror image, but I just don't love this book enough to order it, unfortunately, but I really wish that I did because Litjoy does such beautiful editions. Then Afterlight is going to be doing a special edition of Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. This is her new romance book that is coming out. And in addition to that, they also announced that they will be doing reprints of Ali Hazelwood's other books. So The Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, and Love Theoretically. They're going to be releasing a box where they have all three of those in there if you missed out on them the first time around. Then Afterlight is going to be doing a special edition of Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. I love these. I think they came out so beautifully. I think that the colors that they chose really fit like each of the seasons of the books. I'm not in love with the naked hardcovers, but I really do love the sprayed pages and the exclusive covers that they have going for them. Then I wanted to highlight a Red Tower book coming out that just sounds really good to me. It's called The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. Again, the first print run is going to have sprayed pages. It looks so beautiful. It's inspired by Percy Jackson. I just can't resist Greek myth retellings, so I'm probably going to be springing for this one, and it's coming on September 3rd. And then we also got a first print run reveal for The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. This one's coming on November 12th, and again has really pretty sprayed pages that come with the first print run. Moving on to our next category, which is cover reveals. We got the cover for The Fury of the Gods by John Gwynne. I am obsessed. This cover is so cool. I love the way that it looks. I love the dragon on it. I love the ocean. I love the little ship. Perfection. And it was also announced that the book's going to be coming in October, so not that much longer. Then Del Rey announced that they're going to be releasing new paperback editions of the Sword of Shannara series by Terry Brooks. They're only being released in paperback, which is unfortunate because these new covers are so awesome. So we got the cover for Sword of Shannara, the Elfstones of Shannara, and the Wishstones of Shannara. And I'm kind of tempted to get these because I don't currently own those books and I do really want to read them. And these are all coming on September 10th. Then we got the cover for The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. I love this cover too. I think this is so beautiful. It's a new cozy fantasy. It sounds like it's going to be so good and I cannot wait to get my hands on this one. And this is the US cover, and then we also got the cover for the UK edition. I much prefer the US cover, which is pretty rare, but I think Tor really nailed it. And this one's coming out in November of 2024. Then we got a cover for Sword of the Unbound. This is the sequel to The Sword Defiant, and this one came out last year. I'm so curious about these. I think I just really love the cover of the first book, and the premise was so interesting. I definitely talked about it in a new releases video last year, but I have not gotten a copy yet, and this cover reveal has reminded me that I should probably do so. Then we got a cover for Buried Deep by Naomi Novik, and this is a new book of short stories, and some of them are set within the world of Scholomance, some of them are set within Naomi Novik's Dragon series, and some of them will give a glimpse at a new world that she'll be writing in. This one's coming on September 17th. Then Tor announced that they're going to be doing special hardcover editions of Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust for the first time ever. I really like the colors that they chose for these. I think that they're super beautiful. I also really love the sprayed pages, but I feel like there are so many special editions for these books at this point. I don't know that we really need more of them, but these are very beautiful. And these ones are coming on October 29th. Then we got a cover for Lore Olympus Volume 7. So we got the standard US edition, and then we also got a cover for the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. And these ones are coming out on October 1st. Then we got a cover for Emberclaw by L.R. Lamb. This is the second book after Dragonfall. I think both of these covers are really pretty. I also really like the purple on this one. Have not read the first book and I don't plan to, but I do think, again, these are really pretty. Then we got a cover for The Bloodless Princes by Charlotte Bond. I had not heard of this, but it's actually a sequel to The Fireborn Blade, and the cover art on these are so cool. I believe they're novellas, they're Tor.com novellas, and I 100% want to read them now. They're so gorgeous. I believe it's like Lady Knights, which, how cool. It's described as Orpheus meets A Natural History of Dragons. Then people will be really excited that we're going to be getting The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Marissa Broadbent. This is the next book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. It's been a long time since we've gotten anything new in the series, and I think it's because it's transitioned to being traditionally published. So this will kick off the next story arc and follow different characters than in the first duology in the series. This one's coming on November 19th, and pretty exciting because people have been really anticipating this one. Then we got a UK cover for Vilest Things by Chloe Gong. This is the second book after Immortal Longings. This is another one that I haven't read, but I like the cover. I think it's a cool color scheme, and I am curious about it. This one's coming September 10th. Then we got the paperback cover reveal for Black River Orchard by Chuck Wendig, and I really like this. I think it is a really cool cover, and if I saw this in a bookstore, I would definitely pick it up. This one's coming on June 25th. Then we got a cover for My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine. This is a companion to My Roommate is a Vampire. I didn't love the first book. I thought it was fun, but not like exceptional, but I do really like the character that we're going to be following in the second book, so I think I'm going to give this one a shot. I also really like the covers. I think her covers are always really good. And while we were talking about her, it has also been announced that she'll be writing a third book in the series. This one's going to be called Road Trip with a Vampire, and it's going to be featuring a character that we will meet in book 2. Then we got a cover for Death at Morning House by Maureen Johnson. This is a new YA thriller, and I really like the cover for this one. This one is coming out in the summer. There are also new Gold Rush Ranch covers by Elsie Silver that are going to be coming out. They are going to be traditionally published by Bloom, and the first print run will have the Mountain and Horse special edition spines. Then we got a cover for The Blood Orchid by Kylie Lee Baker. This is the second book after The Scarlet Alchemist, which I still have to read. The second book is coming on October 1st. Then we got a cover for Under Lock and Key by Lana Ferguson. This looks so cute. It's a monster romance with the Loch Ness Monster. I have not read anything by Lana Ferguson yet, but I've heard really good things about her work, and I really want to read, I think it was The Fake Mate, the most recent one that came out. That one's gotten really good reviews, so I'm excited about this. This one's coming on December 3rd. Then we got the cover for volume 4 of the Fangirl manga by Rainbow Rowell. I really like this cover specifically because they are holding ice cream. This one's coming out on August 20th. Then it was announced that Nita Prose will be releasing a holiday novella in her Molly the Maid series. This one is called The Mistletoe Mystery, and it is also coming in October. And lastly, we got a cover reveal for So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. This is a new novel by her, and this one is about vampires. It's coming on September 10th. So next category, moving on to general book news. R.F. Kuang announced her next novel, which is called Catabasis. This one is coming out in August of 2025, and it follows two academic rivals who have to journey to hell in order to save the soul of their advisor. It sounds dark academia. Cannot wait for this one. Then this is a little bit of older news, but Brandon Sanderson announced that there is actually a fifth secret project. It was released in tandem with the Words of Radiance Kickstarter, so you were able to get the Words of Radiance leather bounds and also pledge to get Secret Project number 5. I think you could also pledge like just for Secret Project 5, but he has since revealed more information about it, which I won't talk about here because there are people who like to keep these secret until they arrive. I personally don't find titles to be a spoiler in any way, but I don't want to ruin it for anyone who does. The only thing I'll say is that this is supposedly a very Cosmere heavy novel. Then we got a title for the next book in the Bone Season series by Samantha Shannon. Book 5 is called The Dark Mirror, and it's going to be coming in January of 2025. So I picked the right time to start catching up on this series. Then we got a title reveal for Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. It says that the cover will be revealed, but Barnes & Noble, when they sent out their announcement, did have this really cool art that looked like a cover to me, so I was confused when social media was like, no cover yet. So I'm curious if it will be anything like this once we do get that reveal. But this one is also coming out in January of 2025. Then, so sad, but Rachel Smith announced that Lore Olympus is in its final story arc, and the last episode, which will be episode 280, will be released via Fast Pass on May 11th. So I'm so sad to see the series coming to an end. I really enjoyed reading it. I binge read over 1,000 episodes of it in like 2 days over COVID, and I've kept up with it ever since. It's so much fun, and good time to know now too that if you are interested in it, you can kind of, if you start now, you can just binge read the entire thing. Then we also got a title reveal for Savage Blooms by S.T. Gibson. This is their new Celtic-inspired romance fantasy trilogy, and it's been described as The Cruel Prince meets Wuthering Heights, which sounds like lots of shenanigans. And it was also announced that it'll be coming in October of 2025. Then M.L. Spencer announced that her second book, Champion of the Fallen, in the Riven World trilogy, will be releasing in either April or May of this year. Originally, Dragon Mage was supposed to be a standalone, but after such amazing reception, they decided to write more within the series. So now it is a planned trilogy, and book 2 should be coming pretty soon. Next, we got a title reveal for the next book in the Hurricane Wars series by Thea Guanzin. Book 2 is called A Monsoon Rising, and I am so excited to see, first of all, what the cover is going to look like, but second of all, what the Fairy Loot cover is going to look like, because their first one was just so good. And last in this category, Amy Ratcliffe will be publishing a new book called Thrill Ride. It's an adult rom-com. It sounds so good. It follows a theme park designer turned freelance reporter who has to go back and try to save her family's theme park from a venture capitalist. This one's coming in spring of 2025, and just knowing how much Amy loves theme parks, I'm so excited to read her take on this adult romance. I think it's going to be so good, and I'm so highly anticipating this one. Next, moving on to adaptation news. There's actually a lot of adaptation stuff going on, so I'm going to see if I can kind of like lightning round some of these. So first, R.F. Kuang's Babel has been optioned, and it's been optioned by the same studio that did Mayor of Easttown, which that was an excellent show, and The Summer I Turned Pretty, which was a really good adaptation. It's also being produced by the company that produced the Twilight films, but there's no news yet on whether it is going to be a TV series, a film, or any of the actors that are going to star in it, or even where it will be streaming. Then William Gibson's Neuromancer has been picked up by Apple TV Plus. I'm pretty excited about this one. I've actually never read Neuromancer, but it has been on my list, and it's like one of the books that I said at the beginning of the year that I really wanted to read this year. This one is going to be a 10-episode series adaptation, and this is William Gibson's first novel, which was published in 1984, and it is largely credited with basically inventing the cyberpunk genre. Then it was announced that Amazon's Rings of Power will likely be getting a third season. There was a press release that announced that the showrunner signed an exclusive 3-year contract with Amazon, and it also announced that the second season of Rings of Power should premiere sometime in 2024, so probably sometime in the fall. Then it was announced that Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender live action adaptation has been renewed for 2 more seasons, and since Avatar, the animated series, was 3 seasons, it seems likely that they're going to be adapting the entire story. I actually have not started watching the first season yet. I really do want to do so. I've been hearing that it's kind of fun, like different but fun. Definitely gonna give it a shot, but I just haven't had a chance yet. Sony picked up Grady Hendrix's Ankle Snatcher to be adapted into a film. This is actually a horror short story that was released as part of Amazon's Creature Feature collection in the latter half of 2023. Grady will be writing the script for this adaptation, and I think now pretty much everything that Grady Hendrix has written is currently in development for adaptation. We also got a trailer for the TV series adaptation of Fallout, which is the video game franchise. The trailer looks really cool. I've never played any of the games or anything, so I don't really have any knowledge going into it, but I think that it looks cool, and I'm excited to give this show a shot. This one's actually coming really soon. It's premiering on Prime on April 11. Then we got a date for when Doctor Who is coming back, and that is going to be on May 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern with our new 15th Doctor. Really excited. I really enjoyed the specials that they did last year. I had so much fun watching them, and I thought the introduction to the new Doctor was really good, and he seemed super awesome, so I'm definitely going to be giving this new season a shot, despite not really having watched all of Capaldi or any of Jodie. Then it was announced that the CW is planning a spin-off series from The Librarians. The Librarians was originally think it was originally a movie, then it was spun off into a TV series, and now this is going to be a spin-off of the TV series. It's called The Librarians: The Next Chapter, and it follows one of the librarians. The librarians are basically like a secret society of people that protects the world from like magical objects and artifacts and stuff. And this new series follows one of the librarians from the last series that has found themselves in present day, goes to return to their castle, which is now a museum, and accidentally unleashes some kind of ancient magic upon the world, and then has to gather a team of new librarians to right his wrong. It's also been announced that The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by S.A. Chakraborty has also been picked up for adaptation. This is going to be adapted by Flip Narrative, and there is no word yet on whether it is like a TV series, a film, or where it's going to be streaming. It's just been optioned at this point. Then Whip acquired Jennifer Lynn Barnes's debutante series. So the first book is Little White Lies, and this is going to be developed for a TV series. I really liked this duology. I thought it was a lot of fun. If you liked Jennifer Lynn Barnes's Inheritance Games, I would definitely suggest reading this series as well. And We Were Liars is also being adapted for Amazon, and they've cast 3 people so far. Mamie Gummer, Caitlin Fitzgerald, and Candace King have all been cast to play some of the characters. Then it was announced that Universal TV acquired the rights to the Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage. This is a romance series. There are currently 2 books out, and the third like cover had just been released kind of recently. I have not read these, but that's pretty exciting. Peacock will be releasing a limited series based on The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter, and this will be a TV series, and it will star Jessica Biel. And lastly, Lego announced their first set of Dungeons and Dragons Legos, which sounds so cool. I'm really excited to get these. I've been having a lot of fun with Legos lately. I did those Lego roses around Valentine's Day, and since then I've ordered like a Lego pirate ship and a Lego spaceman, and I'm really excited to just like listen to an audiobook and do those, and I'm 100% going to be getting the Dungeons and Dragons ones too. But that is everything that I have to talk about in this news video. Hopefully you guys found something new that you maybe hadn't heard of before, and yeah, that's all that I have to talk about today, so I will see you soon in a new one. Bye!